Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode slash video on this YouTube channel slash podcast. Welcome back. Today we are getting into another piece sparked off the media because, like I said, the uncommon sense just writes itself. I put this down in my notes because if you guys know or follow me on TikTok or Instagram or on here, I'm always on the patriarchy's neck. Okay? I'm always coming for it, right? In videos about like my feminism, intersectionality, advocating for abuse victims like myself and stuff like that. And I remember I made a video like actually being kind of positive about men. Yuck. For a second, right? I made this video about how me as a black woman, I don't fall for the propaganda of like the problem is the men in my race. Or when other people talk about like their ethnicity or race and they're like, this group of men is just they're all I can understand why feelings come up that way because each communities have their own issues with misogyny, all the phobias and stuff like that, like depending on the community. But I don't think it's good to generalize, right? Because they could say a lot of things. So I actually made this video being very positive about Black love, about how I never believe it's like all that. I think the issue is when we talk about like men and certain races or ethnicities, I think the issue is men. I think the issue is misogyny and it spreads wide and deep, no matter your ethnicity, race, or whatever. And I feel like you just have to find a good one who's unlearning it, right? That's the video. Pushing positivity, pushing Black love. So, positive video explaining my own experience. And yes, men from my community, at least 3 of them commented the same variation of the basically what do women be doing, like you guys just pick wrong, like how about you pick better, like how do you even end up in situations. Mind you, the most of the video was about pushing positivity and Black love, but I sprinkled a little bit of my experience and abuse in it, and that's what they went straight to, right? But is this a why did the woman not pick better? Why would she pick that? Y'all need to, it's not men's problem, it's just, y'all need to pick better. Are we surprised? No. They all have the same fucking script. Like I said, black man, white man, Hispanic man, Polynesian, y'all all got the same script. When I see it in comment sections, when I see it in real life, because like I said, the issue is misogyny is on y'all's and y'all don't unlearn it, right? So was I shocked by that? No, but it inspired some words for me, right? Because anytime a woman speaks on her story of abuse, of mistreatment from um men, that especially that she's dating, that is always the first question or the first statement. You gotta choose better. At this point, it's y'all's problem for choosing that. I remember I literally ate one man back up because I commented, all of a sudden comment wasn't available. Okay, bitch. Okay. And if y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all know I'm a Scorpio woman. I can get real mean and real nasty, okay, in my responses because I don't give. But I was actually like kind of cordial with this guy and I kind of just broke it down. Like I was like, you see how the immediate emphasis is on the person getting harmed, not the harmer? You're automatically saying, why would someone choose this instead of why would someone do this? Like that's very interesting and misogynistic. It was something along those lines. Boop, all of a sudden the comment was deleted. Either he deleted it because I ate him up and he felt bad, or I was blocked. I don't know. I would never check for that. But, if the guy did feel bad and delete it for that reason because he realized that he sounds like a dummy, mission accomplished. Because I don't understand why that is so hard for some people to grasp. Because for some people, I could respond like that and they could still think the same because they think that everything is a woman's job, right? Like you understand how crazy that is. So not only tell women who are subject or victims of abuse and mistreatment, but literally anyone. Because I want to say anyone because I'm trying to like generalize it, but a lot of times they do this to women, but they see how if you say it to someone in another situation, how it sounds wrong, right? Like a little kid got attacked by a dog or something. And for someone to be like, why would that kid even have a dog? That's the problem. Why would you even have a dog knowing that could happen? You see how crazy that sounds? How are you supposed to premeditate these very normal things that you seek out and want or whatever um that are going to do something to you? And also, again, why are we putting the blame on the person harmed and doing backflips to see the whole thought process instead of just being like, that sucks, right? Like I feel like a lot of the people who watch me are real ones, men and women. So a lot of you guys, like, to this is like common sense, but to so many people it's not common sense, which is why we got to talk about it. So in the situation of when things happen to men, or like what I said, a lot of times people would never say, well, why would you even choose this? But all of a sudden when it comes to women and dealing with mistreatment from men, because I feel like we're getting very vocal, with the Me Too movement and stuff like that. It's just like, this is why I tell other victims of SA and abusive relationships to never feel bad based on what response or what time or whatever you speak on it, because people are going to have an issue with whatever you say. I've gotten comments like this online too. Like I said, you talk about mistreatment, they say, why would you choose that, or why would you stay through it? Right? You talk about someone told what happened to them right away, and it sounds like they're lying, and it does sound true. They wait to tell it later because they were scared or under a lot of pressure. Oh, now I know they're lying, and now I know that's sus because it's been 6 months. Why would she just say something now? She's trying to pran her down. There's no right time to speak on your experience because they just hate women and they hate victims and they don't care. Right? Like, they say they care. Oh, I would care. It would make more sense if you spoke out with this, or if you told someone this, or you told someone this. Were you ever in that situation? Were you in that specific situation so you know what you would do? Or like, who the fuck is the judge of my trauma? Right? Like, it's so crazy what people will do. And like I said, especially men, because like I said, a lot of them just don't like and respect women and just like to make a whole circus about anything we say. But like, it comes from a lot of women too, which I speak on in a lot of videos, because misogyny runs deep in the women too. Okay? They hear these things from their dads or men around them and their male-centered moms, and they put the blame on women too, because that's what they think is it. But then all of a sudden when it comes to your situation, you want people to support you and believe you. I think I mentioned this in like my last podcast episode. Something I see a lot of women, and a lot of women unfortunately, is when we bring up C Breezy, the cornball abuser, violent man who everybody loves just because he can pop lock and drop it. So many women, especially black women in my community, ride for that man. Ride for that man. They do backflips to explain why what he did to so and so was okay, and they put blindfolds on to act like they don't see his constant patterns of abusing and being violent. Those are the same women who ride and make jokes and say people change or I don't care or whatever. Those are the same girls who would want support if someone beat their ass. Those are the same people. Those are the same people. Or they're the same people who are in abusive relationships that probably make excuses because they have that all internalized Stockholm syndrome. It's just a lot. Like I said, misogyny runs deep, even within the women, unfortunately. And I hate to see it. I've seen someone even take it this far before, and I think I made a video touching on this. To me, this even goes into the bird term that has taken the internet by storm. Bird this, bird that. She's such a bird. So many birds on the floor than in the sky. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That term is so annoying. Like, y'all have lost the plot. Y'all call anything, any little minuscule thing a woman does. And this is mainly like, again, misogyny perpetuated by women. Because the two main people I see it going for in the media. I think I touched on them in my like the Real Girls Girl episode that I did in March, like kind of centering some thoughts about Women's History Month and the feminism I was feeling during that. Is people say this a lot about my girl Mariah the Scientist. I love her down. I've seen her in concert twice this year, and I love her music. I love her music, right? All I see is birds when I look in her comment section, right? Because of the relationship she's in. Okay, she held a man who was cheating on her. She held a man down who was cheating on her in jail, who is everything. We don't think they're a great match. We love her. We think she's so talented, right? Cool. Would I probably be in her situation and deal with someone like that? Do I think it's like the smartest thing? Probably not, but guess what? My opinion doesn't matter because it's not my life, right? And the thing is about the bird, this bird, that bird, bird, bird. It's like, so you guys are calling her a bird, a dummy, every name in the book because of what she's dealing with, the mistreatment she's receiving from someone else, not from anything she's actually doing. Like, do women understand like how crazy misogynistic that is? Like, you guys don't have any name for the man. You guys don't have any name for the man. For the men who do this, for oh, girls who stay through cheating, bird, girls who stay through abuse, bird. But you guys don't have any name for him. You just have it for the person. Like I feel like it's not clicking to a lot of people, right? And there's also like I don't even want to say two sides to every story. There's some responsibility within yourself of like what you choose to stay in or deal with is eventually what you're choosing, which is true to some extent. Because also I've been in an abusive relationship where someone could say that, but there's a lot more complexity of the fear and the coercion and stuff that goes into that, which you also don't know if she's dealing or any of these celebrity women that are in bad situations are dealing with. But if you came out and found out that's what they were dealing with, you'd probably feel bad, but they're a bird, right? Okay. Right? I'm a single girl. I've been single for over a year because I've chosen to leave situations, men who have the audacity. You all seen the story times. I made a choice when I could, and especially in my abusive situation when it was safe enough for me to. Um, but still, regardless of the decision, when there is one, because you don't always know truly the extent of what women are dealing with. Um, yeah, like I said, the emphasis is always just on she's a bird. This is how you all sound. She's a bird because she deals with mistreatment, like because she's being mistreated. Ha ha ha. But you don't have a name for the abuser or the person causing the mistreatment. Like it's not clicking to y'all. It's not clicking. And I feel like this ties right back around to the comment about y'all just need to choose better. Y'all just be dealing with anything. Like the problem isn't men, the problem is what y'all choose. Also, my statement with that too is like when you start dating someone, do you know every single fucking thing about them? Do you know that they're fucking crazy? Because a lot of people act and put on their best show at the beginning. No, just like some men be having their situations where they're like, she was so nice and chill at first, and then she was crazy, bro. Like she was crazy. She ruined my man. Oh, okay, so you know that people be putting on a show at first, but when it comes to women, y'all need to choose better. Y'all need to choose better. Exactly. Eggs. Exactly. So yeah, like a lot of people cannot comprehend how bad it is, how deep misogyny runs, even when it's not like you personally being the abuser, being the person who caused harm. It's in the people you support, the people you stay friends with, even the language. And people don't understand how bad it is. Like when they say we live in such like breeding grounds for trying to censor myself. Like, the fruit grapes. I'm gonna call it purple culture. Purple culture. And they're like, how? Because that is literally the language of when people are essayed, when they deal with DV and stuff like that. It's why would she choose that? Why would she, or if the man is a victim, why would he, why would they, whatever. Like your first questions are of the victim and not of the abuser. And that is why we have cycles. That is why this stuff keeps going. How it isn't even that bad. And that is the most common response when victims say their piece. Oh, okay. Okay, is it starting to click to some of y'all? Like I said, a lot of people watching are real ones, but hopefully if you were a dummy before the video started, something is clicking. I think I mentioned this like in the video when I was talking about my own experience with sexual abuse, but I would really just love if everyone, and especially teaching, the newer generation, the young Gen Z, because apparently I'm old Gen Z because I'm '02, but Gen Alpha, to have common sense, quite literally, and change the language. Like my first thought when someone tells me they, men or women, they've been cheated on, they are dealing with DV, they've been through essay, they've been through stuff like that. My first thought is always like anger and like disgust of like, why the would someone do that? Like, why would someone do that? People are not considerate. People don't understand the way. Like, my anger is always like, why the are some people like this? Like the person who's causing it, the abuser, the person who's causing harm. I've never once heard that and thought, hmm, but what did they do to cause that? What did you do? Do you think maybe did like you guys are playing 21 questions at the wrong fucking time? Like what? So change the language. Change the language. I feel like it starts that small because it literally starts like again, people don't understand how deep rooted victim blaming, misogyny, and all these things, like it is that serious with even the stuff people put out, like the red pill content, the alpha male bullshit. Like it's funny to people who have brains and who just know, but there are thousands, millions of people who watch stuff like that and are like, yeah, that's so real. That's so real. Women shouldn't have rights. Yeah, it's all their fault. They should be a freak and a virgin. They should be our mom, but like independent too, because they'll always be up under me. Like, there's dummies who eat that up. Okay? Like, especially depending on, because I'm a California girl, if you guys don't know. I love the United States of California, Southern California specifically. But especially even when I think of like, I see the US as this. I'm probably gonna make I see the US as California, Arizona, Nevada, West Coast, Oregon, Washington. Don't really care about them, but whatever. Okay, we got Texas, the South, like the bottom. Then we got like New York. Don't ask me what's in the middle. But I literally remember I was talking with this one guy at work before who said he was from, I think it was like South Dakota, North Dakota, one of those nobody cares states. He was saying he was living there as a gay man, and that is the only state in the United States that doesn't have a gay bar at all. And I'm just like, that is like the like I said, I live in the United States of California. So it's like there's already like dummies, homophobia, colorism stuff around me, but it's so crazy how to think about like in other states it's even worse with the lack of diversity and inclusion, you know? So it is that serious no matter what you see on TV or what your feed looks at. It is literally so dangerous that is still there is still so many people who believe in these crazy things. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you walked away with a little bit of enlightenment. If you can relate to me on any things, I hope you feel heard and seen. Thank you guys so much for listening to another podcast episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.